G'day folks, 14th of September, and we've got an update on offshore visa applications into Bali, Indonesia. Okay, so there's going to be no offshore visa applications into Indonesia that we're aware of anyway until the 20th of September. They've made that quite clear, and that's all over social media now, and I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. But I can't help but think that that decision may change even once again come the 20th of September, because we do know that come October is going to be a game changer. The three levels of government are right now communicating with each other. Many things are starting to happen, and they're starting to announce information slowly. But also, come October, the president is going to start announcing corridors between countries. We're not quite sure on which countries that's going to be. They haven't really made that decision yet, or they haven't released it anyway. But I would presume it's going to be countries that have high vaccination rates. The other thing that we kind of got to look at on what's going on in Indonesia at the moment that's also promising is their local protocols with local restaurants, local bars, local taxis are all being given protocols they're going to have to abide by, and they're going to have to prove that they're, maintaining their protocols. This is very promising. Also, I mentioned last time that a couple of international airports have been given a small budget and also been given the green light to start getting that airport up and ready to receive international flights. That's a biggie. They wouldn't get those airports to start getting themselves ready unless they had a plan. This is also glass half full stuff. This is really exciting. I am talking to an insurance company at the moment from London, and they're also going to announce some insurance policies that's going to be released also in October. Hello? It's all starting to piece together. It's looking like October is going to be a game changer as far as entering into Indonesia. Now, as for Australia, Qantas made it very clear in their first media release that they're going to start commencing international travel come December. Pretty much as far as the vaccination rate in Australia is at a certain level, which it looks like we're going to get to in November. So in our major airline company, Qantas has made it quite clear they're going to start international travel. So places like Singapore, Fiji, New Zealand, of course, and a few other countries will start accepting international travel because Qantas has this lined up. I got a little bit annoyed because they said that Indonesia, Thailand, and the Philippines weren't part of that first flight plan. I rang them up and I had a little talk to them in their media department, and she said, Russ, that was our first media release. Things weren't that clear at that stage, but now other countries are starting to get excited that airline companies, not just Qantas, but other airline companies are starting to commence international travel. So there's been a lot of communications now between countries and airline companies. As far as I know, the vaccination rate is the biggie. The country that they're entering and going into needs to have a good vaccination rate. Indonesia is doing okay. Their vaccination rate is slowly getting up. Is it going to be ready by December? Well, look, I'm not sure, but she did make that clear to me that come October, there's going to be another media release, and they may add some countries to their destination list. She said, keep an eye out for that. She didn't say much more, but some of those countries that weren't in that first stage of international flight may now be in that first international flight path. Also, we know that aeroplanes all around the world, because they store a lot of those aeroplanes here in Australia, are starting to come out of storage. Engineers and mechanics are starting to get these huge big aeroplanes up and ready, because you've got to remember they've been in storage for quite a bit of time and they need to get them up to standards, into the international flight standards. That's starting to happen. How many planes they're pulling out, we're not sure, but it's more than a few. It's quite a lot, I'm told. So I'm still trying to get hold of someone on the ground that's working on these planes, but it's very hard to do. I'm keeping it very, very quiet. But it is happening, and that's very promising. So let's touch base once again. You cannot put an online application or through an agent at the moment for a offshore visa application. Business and tourist visas is a no-no at the moment. They will make an announcement on the 20th of September on what they're going to do. They're going to open it up, or they're not going to open it up. But bear in mind that come October, it's going to be a game changer. Lots of information coming out. Will they start leaking out some of that information? Well, maybe. Maybe not. But let's look for October, because everyone, especially in the offices in Indonesia, airline companies and local governments, are all saying October. The Tourist Information Board is saying October, both in Australia and in Indonesia. Thanks for watching.